My sister set me up on blind dates for 3 years. I finally found out why none of them ever worked out. I was sitting across from this guy at a nice Italian restaurant, and he had been talking about his ex-girlfriend for 45 minutes straight. I watched him swirl his wine glass while he described her Instagram feed, and I just kept nodding and glancing at the door. When I got home, my phone rang immediately. "So how did it go?" Vivian asked. "He talked about his ex the entire time," I said. She let out this long sigh. "I'm so sorry. I really thought he was over her." She sounded genuinely heartbroken for me. That was the 12th terrible date she had set me up on. Vivian had the perfect life with a husband and the kids while I was 26 and still alone. She made it her mission to help me, and I trusted her because she was my big sister. But after 3 years of disasters, I started wondering if maybe the problem was just me. Then I met Cole at a friend's party, and my sister had nothing to do with it. We talked for hours, and when he asked for my number, I felt hopeful for the first time in years. I called Vivian to tell her, and she laughed. "You met someone at a party? That's how you're doing this now?" she said. "He seems really great," I said. "Sure, how much does he make?" I didn't answer, and she sighed. "Just be careful. You don't exactly have the best track record." I told her my track record was because of the guys she picked, and she went quiet. She started texting me articles about love bombing, but I brushed it off. Then Thanksgiving came. I was helping set the table when Vivian grabbed my arm and pulled me into the kitchen. She leaned in close, and I could smell her perfume mixing with the turkey. "I've been asking around about him," she whispered. "He seems too good to be true." "What did you hear?" I asked. She shook her head. "I can't say. Just trust me. I know men better than you do." I stood there holding a stack of plates, and I couldn't breathe. At dinner, my mom barely looked at me when I mentioned Cole. My dad put down his fork. "Are you sure you're not rushing into this?" I looked across the table at Vivian typing on her phone with a little smile on her face. "Are you telling them to worry about Cole?" I asked her later. She didn't look up. "Someone has to protect you from yourself. You'd be single forever if it wasn't for me trying to help you all these years." When Cole proposed, I said yes with tears streaming down my face. I called Vivian and the line went silent. "Already? That's embarrassing. You're settling because you're scared of being alone and everyone can see it," she said. I hung up. She texted saying it would be the biggest mistake of my pathetic life. Then one more message. "I give it a year before he realizes what I've known your whole life." A few weeks later, I ran into one of the guys Vivian had set me up with at a coffee shop, the one who showed up an hour late. He recognized me and apologized. He said Vivian told him I was always late so he didn't rush. I asked what else she said. He laughed nervously and said she warned him I was desperate and to keep his guard up. I felt sick. I reached out to 2 more guys from those dates. Same story. Vivian had poisoned every single one of them before I even walked in the door. The next week was my mom's birthday at Vivian's house. Everyone is eating cake and Vivian is telling some story. I stand in the doorway. "Hey Vivian, can you tell everyone what you told those guys before our dates?" The room goes quiet. Her fork freezes halfway to her mouth. "What are you talking about?" she asks, but the color is draining from her face. "I ran into Danny last week, the one who showed up an hour late. He told me you said I was always late so he shouldn't rush, and that I was desperate." My mom stands up. "What is she talking about, Vivian?" Vivian laughs and waves her hand. "She's being crazy. I never said that." I called 2 other guys. They said the same thing. "You warned every single one of them about me before I even showed up." The room is dead silent. My dad just stares. "It was a joke," Vivian says, but her voice is shaking. "I was just looking out for you." "Looking out for me? You sabotaged every date for 3 years." She looks around waiting for someone to defend her and nobody does. My mom sits back down and won't even look at her. 3 years of my life wasn't a joke. My parents haven't spoken to Vivian since that night.